Hello, welcome to the reading room. This is just a quick video today. I got a new book in the mail and it gave me an idea. Just wanted to share with you 5, soon to be 6 books that I use as part of my morning journaling routine. I get up every morning and what I do is I come sit in my office at my desk and I go through these books. I'll read whatever the daily passage is or the daily quote. I'll take notes and write a little bit about those. And it just kind of helps me, gives me a good start to the day, puts me in a good positive mindset. And I always feel like I'm a little bit more productive when I have that mindset going forward throughout the day. So the first book I use is Robert Greene, The Daily Laws. And this is 366 meditations on power, seduction, mastery, strategy, and human nature. Robert Greene is most known for his book, The 48 Laws of Power. Very good book. And what I do is, this is part of my morning routine with each of these books, is I'll go to the day and I will read title, and sometimes there'll be a quote, and I'll read the passage. And then as I'm reading the passage, whatever kind of pops into my mind, I'll just jot my notes down on the bottom. And then it always ends with what he calls the daily law to summarize what he's discussed. The thing about Robert Greene that I've always kind of regretted is I didn't have access to his works when I was in the military and taking on a leadership role and learning what it was to be a leader, because there is some very good things in here, finding your life's task. Some of the 48 Laws of Power would have been very beneficial in learning and understanding other people's position when they are in power. So that's the first book I go through in the morning. So after I do the Robert Greene book, the next 2 books I grab are the Daily Stoic, which is 366 meditations on wisdom, perseverance, and the art of living. This is published by Ryan Holiday. He has a YouTube channel called The Daily Stoic, which is one of my favorite YouTube channels. And this is kind of what started me with these dailies and daily contemplations in the morning, going and jotting down. So we have the Daily Stoic book, and then we have the companion journal. And again, just like I do with the Robert Greene books, go to the day, and it always starts with the title, a quote from a famous Stoic philosopher, Ryan Holiday's take and summary on it, and then I'll just go through and again jot whatever notes down that come to mind as I'm reviewing this. And then for the companion journal, so they have prompts that are related to the passages in the Daily Stoic book. Now they gave you spots for 2 morning and then an evening reflection. I just do this in the mornings, and then when I do the book the following year, then I'll use the evening for my morning reflections. And that's kind of good because then I can compare, what my thought to this prompt or the topic was across the year and see, is there some similarity? Has something changed? So after the 2 Daily Stoic books, the next 2 books I grab are A Year with Hafiz and then A Path to Tranquility by His Holiness, the Dalai Lama. This is a book of 365 poems. One of my favorite poetry books is called The Gift by Hafiz. He's a Persian poet, and the translations are done by Daniel Ladinsky. Just phenomenal book. Anybody that likes poetry, I would highly recommend you pick it up. This is 365 years of Hafiz poems. These aren't as good as the ones in The Gift, because what Daniel Ladinsky does is he just takes some of the poems, gets the general idea, and I think he's writing his own poems with those themes in mind. He nailed it in The Gift. Not so much in this book here, but each morning I'll go through and I'll pick the poem for the day. I'll read it and jot notes. I like to write poetry, so maybe I'll jot something of what I think about the poem, what kind of symbolism, metaphor, or theme, or maybe if just something comes to mind, I'll just jot that down if it's not related to the mechanics of the poetry. So, and then I'll take the Dalai Lama, The Path to Tranquility, and the same thing. I'll just open it up, pick the day, read the passage, and then jot my thoughts down on what that passage is. After I do that, I use a notebook. This is a Habanichi notebook. They're Japanese. They're printed on pretty thin rice paper. Very popular for people that like to do bullet journaling. This is a 5-year planner. So what I do with this book in the morning is I go to the prior day and I will jot down a sentence that summarizes the day or has something to do, maybe something just really stuck with me that day, and I'll jot that down. So then basically what I have is, a year of sentences. I can go back and just kind of look over and see And then as I film the next year, same thing, I'll be able to go back and like, oh, last year I was sick and just read and slept. So that's what I do with that, the 5-year thing. Now, before I talk about this book, evening journaling practices, what I do is I got a moleskin, and this is where I'll kind of do my whatever comes to mind if there's something I feel I need to discuss. And it's just this typical journal. What I do that I like, that helps me a lot, is when I write, each entry is titled. So this one says on classical music. I'll write whatever my thoughts are on that. So what I also do with this journal that I enjoy is if I pick a topic, so this topic was on charisma, and I wrote what my thoughts were. And then if it seems like a familiar topic, I'll go back through previous topics and see if I've written on charisma prior. And then if I have, what I do is I find the closest one, and then I'll write C, and then whatever the date is, and then on charisma. So what I do at this point is now I've chained thoughts on charisma, or if I'm talking about therapy or money or reading or whatever, and then I just have that line of thought that I can go back and see, is it a progression of thought or regression of thought? So that's how I do my evening journaling. It's not an every night thing, but definitely when I have something I feel like I need to get out of my head or off my chest, it goes into here. Now, this is a new addition to my dailies. I will start with it tomorrow, and it's also what gave me the idea to do this video. This, again, was a recommendation of Ryan Holiday over at Daily Stoic. This is called A Calendar of Wisdom by Leo Tolstoy. I guess what he did in the last years of his life, he went and made daily entries of, I've seen the Bible, I've seen Stoics, I've seen Buddhists. There's just a lot of wisdom that he put in here. Tolstoy worked on this prior to the Russian Revolution. Under communism, the book was banned, and it didn't see light again until I believe it was the 80s, and then translated into English. And then it says, unjustly censored for nearly a century, it deserves to be placed with a few books in our history that will never cease teaching us the essences of what is important in the world. So yeah, he recommended the book. I went on Amazon, read the reviews, looked at it, and I said, I need to add this into my dailies. So this actually will go after the Robert Greene book. I've already decided where I want to put it. And I will do the same thing. I'll read through. And it's a lot more shorter passages and quotes, but I'll record my thoughts. So that is my morning routine, books that I use to assist me with journaling and just starting the day off right, getting a good mindset going. So thank you for coming to the reading room. Hope you enjoyed the video, and may your next reading experience be a great reading experience.